Whatever.
And here in the top left corner, we have our Zerg player needing to win this next game to keep himself in the loop. Give it up for FuBaR!
And in the lower right corner, we have the man who didn't cheese. That sounds like an Indian name of some sort. I don't know. The man who didn't cheese and managed to take a straight-up game against FuBaR. The question is he going to manage to keep this up? Give it up for ProxyPanda.
ProxyPanda, being the man that he is, do you think he'll cheese this time?
Actually, as usually casters say that, you know, in game 2 you can afford to cheese if you won game 1. But the question is, when can you ever actually afford to cheese? That's the point. You shouldn't just, in my opinion, you shouldn't just throw a game because you won one. But then again, yeah, this is the time when you've won a straight up game to try to throw your opponent off even more by even winning with a cheese.
Yeah.
So
and
I'm hoping for one. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't really think we're going to see it because the time for dropping down those double gateways far past. And if you want a cannon rush, you want to drop that forge at 13 supply. And he has just kept chrono boosting out those probes.
Yeah, he's chronoing those probes. So I'm thinking we're going to see another Nexus first here. And he's confident with that. This is... how's the distance on this map? Is this shorter?
It's quite good rush distance if you go for an early pool. And something that has become more and more ordinary in the scene that higher level players are playing in are 10 pools, 11 pools to pressure that Nexus first. And just going to town on that Nexus, just getting that cancel, it's really, really good. And you get that advantage. And you don't lose so much mining.
No, that's quite interesting. You know, well, of course, you have to do damage with that. But if you've invested in going for a quick Nexus, then, yeah, you're going to... and get my mic adjusted here. That's
yeah,
nice.
but I mean, if you invest in that Nexus, it's 400 minerals.
Exactly.
And if you cancel, you only get 300 back. So, I mean...
Yeah, but you've also lost the use of those minerals because, of course, you're building your whole economy in an exponential manner. So you want to use that early on to get into up to the higher levels of economy.
Yeah, and here we have ProxyPanda with his probe opting to take control over this third location, but we have a Zerglings to cancel out that.
Yeah.
And I don't think...
it's just manner dancing.
He loses the probe, so unfortunately. And I think FuBaR is just going to begin scouting out for proxy pylons, but he actually set one link to patrol move. This is quite nice.
He's putting it around there. Yeah, of course he's looking for that pylon coming down to cannon the third, which quite usually happens, of course. And other than that, he's just trying to figure out what's happening around the map. I mean, he's probably scouted. Yeah, he's got overlords hanging around there, but has he scouted? He probably knows basically what ProxyPanda is doing. He's going to wait to see the actual response a little later on. Do you think we're going to see the same build from Proxy?
I don't think so. He has taken quite an early gas and is now going for link speed, so he could be looking to take out those immortals quite early. Or could he be doing the same thing that our previous player, Jernstrom, was doing, the Ling-Bling attack?
Yeah, as we're talking about how to beat the Sentry Mortal push, then Jernstrom did that excellently. It was so nice that I put it in the previous trailer for the event. And the next player coming here only saw highlights of Jernstrom baneling busting people, so he was a little afraid to play him after that. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But he did that very convincingly. He just smashed that all in. And of course, if you manage to get a few banelings in on those sentries, they're going to melt away.
I think we actually have a baneling all in here.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Based
of course.
on the production tab, and
it looks quite simply that way.
There are no workers on this third, and unfortunately, ProxyPanda misses this. And is just going to scout the third out. But he hasn't scouted out the worker count. He hasn't scouted out the gases in the main, I believe.
No. And it's been very, very good job from FuBaR actually harassing every scouting probe to get them out of there to show him that to not show him that there's no actual mining workers. Mining drones at the third expansion. And this worked very well last time. So let's see what ProxyPanda does to actually hold this. There's a lot of Zerglings streaming across the map.
Yeah, and I mean, ProxyPanda has no idea, but he has those 2 sentries, and he almost has 3 force fields. And I don't know if he can protect that pylon until Warpgate is done. I believe he can hold, but it's really, really close.
Yeah, it's basically going to come down to the micro of the both players here. Of course, the force fields are going to play such a role in this one. Yahweh held this one against Jernstrom as well. Jernstrom did the same thing there, and Yahweh managed to hold this off. And here we go! The Lynx are coming up, and they baited out the force field, but it didn't manage to take out the Forge.
Oh, he's morphing in Banelings right in front of ProxyPanda's base, and this is this is really fun to look.
Oh, but he gets around, and he gets us around on that pylon. Does he have any force fields left?
No, but he's charging the sentries and zealots instead, and I think they'd have just been holded if he can't get that pylon down.
Oh, he got the pylon down, and he gets a few Zerglings around.
Lynx are streaming across the map, and in desperation, ProxyPanda has put down Hallucination.
Ooh, when he gets the Zerglings in right before that pylon, which is going to bring down the sentries, and this is looking really bad, actually.
Yeah, unfortunately for ProxyPanda, Warp Gate is finished, and his 1+1 attack is almost done, and that is going to give him such a huge advantage versus those Lynx Zealots, two-shotting them with their tiny little blades.
Exactly, and he finally gets power up on that cybernetics core again, so he's going to be able to at least research that. He's got Hallucination coming.
Yeah, I mean, he could be doing a huck push.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, this looks like a failed but the Forge
goes down, and the Zerglings are streaming around again. There's no more energy, so I'm guessing these Zerglings are going to get to just stream into his base, and they get through the choke. It's not a complete wall-in. There's a little more energy. Is it going to be able to regenerate enough energy to hold this? Yes, I think so, with the new warp-ins of... oh, did it warp in any more sentries? One more.
No.
And the Zerglings get around. He has a warp up there, so... Microman. No, there's the GG from FuBaR.
I mean, FuBaR has really just been misstepping. I mean, ProxyPanda getting out that +1 attack was really critical. Yeah. He had a lot of zealots in the end.
Yeah, he did have a lot of zealots, and that was the main key point. He couldn't just break through all of these sentries with the zealots around.
Yeah, and
he had a war prison to lift things up and micro them with as well, but I'm thinking that was a little premature.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
He had almost no workers.
Yeah.
He had an upgrade disadvantage.
Yeah,
he had
a tech disadvantage.
Yeah.
As well.
And he held the front, giving him a better economy and a better tag advantage.
Yep.
And I mean, after that, ProxyPanda could have just +1 pushed with zealots, man.
Yeah, that's true. I'm thinking, the big problem there was that he didn't take out the Forge with that first bust. How many Banelings did he send at it? How many Banelings do you need to take out a Forge? Does anyone know? 3. No, you don't need 3 Banelings to take out a Forge.
I think we have a bronze player in the house.
I think we have a bronze player in the house. That's true.
And I mean, it was exciting, a Baneling bust, but I don't think he produced enough Banelings at the start.
No, that was the problem. He didn't make enough Banelings to produce. I mean, he threw all those Banelings at the Forge, and he did that in a nice way. He ran the Zerglings in, baited the force fields, and then ran in the Banelings behind that to take out the Forge. But there was just, I mean, you would have needed 1 or 2 more.
Yeah,
and that would have ended the game in a completely different way.
Cheesing the Sheezer.
Cheesing the Sheezer?
I don't think that's an excellent idea to do.
No, not always.
Yeah.
Not always. I'm thinking as well, FuBaR seemed a little nervous before. I'm thinking the nerves are getting to him a little. I mean, ProxyPanda has been playing against Mana and other people on a little bigger venues than this one, so, you know,